18 instead of 16, but it's no problem. We're just going to flip-flop, okay? So both of these pages are talking about adding. And if you'll remember, yesterday we talked about how we mostly agreed, except for Sean, who's using a different method, which is totally fine. This method called the groups above. And what that really means is when we're regrouping, we just show it above the numbers. So that's really all there is to it. So would everyone show me this addition problem on their whiteboard? We're going to solve this. First of all, can I have a volunteer to read this number? Hold on a second. Because we're practicing our place value. Can I have a volunteer to read this number? How about Kate? Will you read this number?
273,608.
I love it. So she read this number first, 273. Then she said 1,000 because that's the period it's in, 608. We're going to add that number with this number. Now notice I'm being really careful to line up my place values. So the ones are under the ones, the tens are under the tens, and so on. Can I have a new volunteer to read this second number? How about Bobby? Would you read this number for us?
Yeah.
Great.
591,729.
Excellent. Okay. Now show me how you would add these numbers. Remember, we always start with the lowest place value. We're going to start in the ones place.
So you start in the ones place?
Yes. Show me your amazing adding. Show me on your whiteboards. Go.
I didn't get to finish adding the number.
Here you go. All right. Okay, as you're working, I'm going to work and I'm going to talk through it so you can check it. See if your answer is the same as mine. So I start in the ones place and I see 8 plus 9, which I know is 17. And I do my new groups above. Then I add the tens place. 2 plus 1 is 3. No regrouping required. 6 plus 7, I know that 6 plus 6 is 12, so one more is going to make 13, which I have to regroup in the thousands place. 3 plus 1 plus 1. Ooh, check this one, Lucas. 3 plus 1 plus 1. 3, 4, 5. Oh, you got it. 3, 4, 5. And then I'm in the 10,000s place. 7 plus 9 is 16. And lastly, I'm going to add the 100,000s place. 5, 6, 7, 8. Did you get, oop, how would we say this number? Jason.
8,600.
Hold on, wait. We're going to read this whole part first.
800,000.
Nope, the whole number, just this part. How would you say that if it was all by itself? 865,000.
337.
Beautiful. 865,337. All right, let's try another one. All right, who can read this number for us? Carolina, can you read this number for us?
4,000.
We're going to say, try again.
43,629.
Yes. And we're going to add that with this number. Who can read this number? Cooper, will you read this number for us?
5,807.
Perfect, 5,807. All right, add them up. Looks good, Kaya. I'm going to do mine too while you're working. Looks good, Julia. Now I like to put a little plus sign. Some people just put the 1. Some people even circle it, which you can do. So then I've got 6 plus 8. So I've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Good morning, Usman. We missed you. Can you turn on your camera, please? We're doing math. So then this is really important. We have to make sure that we don't confuse our commas with decimals, right? It needs to be a comma. So now we've got 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. And then the 10,000s place is easy. Here we go. Who can read this number for us? Cameron, can you read this number for us? Can you read this part first? Ready, Cameron? Can you read it? Perfect. All right, let's try another one. Usman, do you have a whiteboard nearby and your whiteboard marker that I gave you?
Can I use this?
Nope, that's your writer's notebook. We're not going to use your writer's notebook for math.
Then can I use the paper?
Paper would be better. Julia, can you read this number for us?
1,468.
Yes. Okay, this one's tricky. I have to squeeze. I'm going to squeeze that over, actually. I'm going to move it over here. While I'm doing this, I have a question for you mathematicians. What form do we call this? What form are these numbers in that we're working with this morning? Remember, we talked about 3 different forms of numbers. Anyone remember what form we call this? Why don't you unmute yourselves and tell me what form is this? Are these numbers? Standard form. Excellent. Yep. Jason Granis, can you read this number for us in standard form? And when we read it out loud, we're actually saying the number in word form. What would this number be, Jason?
327,509.
Yes. Now, is it okay that I put the smaller number on top when we're adding? Can I do that? Yeah, I can, right? It only becomes important when we're subtracting. When we are doing subtraction, the bigger number always has to go on top. But this is okay. We can add this way. All right, add them up. Let's see what we get. We always start in the ones place, right? The smallest place value, right? Val, how you doing? Good. X plus 1 is 7. 5 plus 4 is 9. Oh, this one's easy. Only because there's not very much regrouping. Not bad at all. Let's see. Cooper, would you read this number for us?
328,977.
Yes. Did anybody else get this answer? Yes. Yes. I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Last one for us to practice together on our whiteboards. Then we'll switch over to our activity books. Okay. Let's try this one in standard form. All right. Can I have a volunteer to read this number? How about Carolina? Carolina, can you read this number for us?
470,952.
Perfect. All right. And we're going to add it with this number. Ooh, I have a question while we're doing this. Does anyone remember the word that we use that means the answer to an addition problem? Anybody remember what we call the answer to an addition problem? It starts with a sum. Yeah, you got it. All right. Maggie, can you read this number for us? Oh, Julia's already done.
1,306.
Yes. Ooh, I like how you fought your urge to say and. All right, I'm going to add it up real quick and we'll see what we got. You get it, Lucas? Did you get both numbers? Nine, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to regroup. 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay, and then if I'm ever unsure where to put my comma, I can always remember, Valentina, that I've got 1, 2, 3, right? Ones, tens, hundreds, and then a comma. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, comma. And if I had more digits, I would do 1, 2, 3, and another comma. Nice job, Delaney. Okay, I need a volunteer to read our sum. Who can read our sum in word form? Usman, will you read it for us?
$475,258.
Excellent job. Nice job. All right, mathematicians. Our next job is going to be to do some more adding. Now, you might want to keep out your whiteboard because you might want to do your work on your whiteboard because on page 16, we've got these itty bitty numbers. So you could add these up because they are stacked on top of each other with the place values all lined up. You can do that if you're comfortable. You could rewrite those problems on your graph paper if you rather, or you can do this on your whiteboard, okay? And I am on page 16. So we're jumping around in our activity book. The activity book is the big one. And the answer key to this, when you finish the activity book page, is going to be in Otis. And there's something else in Otis, but I'll tell you about that later. So we're going to work here together on the Zoom for the next 6 minutes. So stay on the Zoom, and I'm happy to help you if you have a question. Okay, I'm going to put hands down so that I can tell if anyone has new questions. Usman, do you have a question?
What page are we doing?
Page 16. Usman, when you get up in the morning, do you check your email to see our daily schedule? No. So it would be really helpful for you. Number one, every day we start at 8:45. So you don't need to check the schedule to know that. But you can then go to the schedule and you can see exactly what we're doing. And so on the day, so I want you to make sure this is number one. If you're using your whiteboard or your graph paper, I just want to remind you to line up your place values. So ones need to go together, tens and hundreds. So I'm going to do this problem really quick so you can all check your answers to number one. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm going to do it. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8. All right, will you take a look at number 1? Did you get, oh, it's not number 1. It's number 8.
Oh, so can I get that like this?
Did you get 8,028? Yes, Delaney got it. Yes, Cameron got it. Yes, Aislinn got it. Valentina, do you have a question about it?